Okay, I want to do a quick video. Happen to be watching John, I forget his name, I forget his last name. Anyways, from Lauren Organic Gardening and Growing Your Greens. He's got a couple other channels too. I forget exactly the other ones' names, but anyways, he went over some was it mineral dust? And that got me thinking. Minerals and mineralogy maps. And so I was thinking, okay, what's the scoop on like lead comes to mind, but iodine, or sorry, lead comes when shows up when searching, but iodine and selenium, because I was wondering if there's a correlation, like overlaying the maps to see like if there's any similarities. But I go to look, and it took a little while, but I finally found this geochemistry U.S. Geological Survey USGS site, and I noticed like they don't really have a legend either, or a key, but they don't have iodine or even fluorine or bromine or some of that health the nutrients and the nastier stuff. But they do have selenium, so I actually had searched through Google Maps because I tend to use or Google Images, excuse me, to search for the maps, and since it tends to be more efficient. So eventually I found, and I had found selenium. I was wondering if there's a correlation with arsenic also. He was talking about heavy metals and not worrying about so much. And it's probably not a big deal with biophytoremediators being probably the ones where it is more of a big deal, where you might want to be a little more careful with what you eat that does remediate, like, strontium or cesium or nuclear waste and, heavy metals. I think those plants typically aren't, consumed so much, though it might be something to consider. But selenium there is a map available of selenium, not of iodine, though when looking, there are some other maps where generally in the United States, you've got Goat World. I don't know what the source is here exactly, but, looks like there's mineral deficiencies. So, iodine deficient soils. So let's see. Yeah, so it looks like Michigan ranks. But also, I noticed that does also with selenium too, for the most part. Not everywhere, but for the most part. I recall reading maps somewhere where actually it might be too high. Like some of these regions might actually be too high, and that's where I was kind of thinking when he was talking about heavy metals. He developed around, and the plants, have basically a filtration mechanism. They'll absorb some, but at least helps reduce the dosage so we don't get so much. Like, say, if you have a hot spring, which, also came to mind with the regions um, out west here more where there's like mineral hot springs, and they have like, really not safe to drink high arsenic levels. Maybe mine tailings would be another region, where you have to deal with more maybe cyanide or some other tailings, also mercury or from, I suppose, not just coal burning, but other metal refineries too. So I guess the main point, I wanted to make a quick little vlog video regarding this site here, pubs.usgs.gov. I want to translate. And yeah. Another thing I thought was kind of interesting, which is kind of strange, where I'll bring this forward, order, move to the top. If it's good for me, might not do it when it's live streaming. Let's see, can I change this one live? Let's see if this will work. I'm recording. The levels kind of, I'm like wondering if I'm picking up stuff that's not computer related. So what's this level when I go quiet? Like I don't speak. Like why is there that much activity with, like, I wonder if it's not just the microphones, like if the wires or cabling or circuitry is like picking up also signals. So where you wouldn't pick up, say phonons from the diaphragm or whatnot of a microphone, electret. I wonder what can be picked up with the wires of the circuits, so you pick up the photons, or like a phononic production, conversion to photons, or vice versa. It would be more the photons. Huh. So, I don't know, one of those, maybe one of these days, kind of a tangent, but I wonder with sampling, um, like you kind of wonder, like I've seen with new radio, where you change the sampling rate, you can't, and you can do it with SDR Sharp or other RF software-defined radios. You change the sampling rate of a station you're fixed onto, and until you get the sampling correct, you're not going to hear the audio, and when you do, it won't be clear either. So I think it's where I left off recording the whatever you want to call them, silent sounds, V2K, I don't know, whatever. The methodology used is it's acoustic hailing, or it's like a photon beam forming, like a probably lower, probably would be like a photoacoustic effect. I guess it would be like a photon acoustic effect, but I pulled the battery too. Like I pulled the power supply just so it's running out the battery to see. It's no different, but of course the heat just turned on. It's not gonna help, but it seems way more active for being quiet. Well, anyways, take care, be safe, and stay healthy.